They say a dog is more than a companion. They're family. And for almost the past 14 unforgettable years, Spirit was ours. A Siberian Husky with an untamed soul and a heart as big as the open road. From the snow-covered trails of Alaska to the sun-soaked beaches of the Florida Keys, Spirit was a nomad, just like us, in every sense of the word, leaving paw prints all across North America. Yes? Yes? You happy? You happy we're getting the motorhome back today?
Here's to Spirit.
Here's to Spirit. Well, as if the knocks can't keep hitting us down.
Yeah, this one is another difficult one for us. Can't say we didn't see it coming, but we didn't expect it to happen as soon as it has.
So, today is Tuesday, January 14th. And 5 days ago, so last Thursday, right after our video went up, Spirit started acting a little lethargic, a little more than normal.
She's been pretty slow and quiet and easygoing for the last few months. But then just the last week or so,
we really started
seeing
noticing
signs of she's just slowing down, sleeping a lot, not wanting to go outside. And we're not noticing that she was eating or drinking much.
No. She also, all the dogs are very good about coming to me and saying, I've got to go outside. They have their ways of letting us know. And Spirit was not asking to go outside. So Thursday afternoon, we actually had to go to town to run some errands. And I went to let the dogs out before we went into town. And Spirit got up. And as she was making her way to the slider door, her legs went out from underneath her.
She just kind of lost muscular control of her legs and she went flat out. So we had to support her.
That was
pick her up a little bit.
A little scary, unexpected. And so we let her outside. And then, of course, we've been having the weirdest weather.
Oh, this is not Alaska weather.
And the backyard was pure ice. And as soon as she went outside, she did go potty, but her legs went out from underneath her again.
On the ice.
And she was stuck. So I went out there, attempted to help her, and almost fell myself. Got her back inside, got her settled to her bed, and then we ran into town.
Well, no, not even. Yeah, I guess we got her into her bed. We didn't try to give her treats then. We just got her into her bed.
We got her into her bed, and then we went to town, came back home, and just noticed a very big difference.
And we were gone, 2 hours?
2 hours.
Yeah.
We also started to notice her face was swelling again. Same problem that we had in Washington and that we've been battling for the past year.
It wasn't like on the cheek as much. It was down lower in her neckline and kind of where the jaw is.
Yep. We tried to give her treats, but she would not take anything.
She kept her mouth shut. She was refusing treats. I couldn't give her treats. She didn't take anything.
No. Which also led to the problem is we couldn't give her any medicine.
Yeah.
Because in the middle of Thursday night...
We tried to give her treats. Didn't we try to open her mouth?
We did, and you got a parting gift from her.
Even before that, though, we tried to open her mouth.
Yeah, and she wouldn't.
And she wouldn't open her mouth. So we got a little bit concerned about that because knowing that there's infection in her mouth or infection in her ear that could draw down into her jaw... Maybe there's a lockjaw situation going on, and she hasn't been able to truly eat or drink anything for a day or so.
No. The problem is we free feed our dogs, so it's kind of hard to say, oh, when did she eat last? We don't know because they feed themselves.
Yep.
But that evening, we kept a close eye on her, and we had that awful discussion that no one wants to have. And asked ourselves, is this the time?
She was not in any kind of comfort.
No.
She was...
Well, she wasn't in pain at that point.
At that point, we didn't know her pain wasn't obvious to us. I'll say that. But I think we had made the decision that it was time.
Yeah. We called our best friends over because Spirit has loved them from day one.
Mm-hmm.
And truly, I mean, Spirit talks to them.
Right.
If you noticed, Spirit doesn't talk. Huskies are very vocal dogs. And at least to Gary and I, she never talks. But she talks
She
to
talks
our
to a lot of
friends.
other friends of ours, yes. When we have company come over, she'll get out and make noise and have a great time. And just, she loves everybody. Loves everybody.
So we called Mike and Bobby over to have a final moment with her and say goodbye. And also just as another set of eyes to kind of make sure we were
on
making
track.
the right decision. So
They were here for a good hour, maybe a little longer, cuddling and loving on Spirit.
yeah, we got her to take some water.
But again, I was watching it, it wasn't a wide open mouth. It was just big and large enough to get the tongue in. So I kind of think she had a issue with her jaw. I think the infection went into her jaw.
We did try calling the vet earlier that day, and
yeah.
the soonest they could get her in was Saturday
Actually,
morning.
we called before we went into town.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course, they did say we could go to a pet emergency if we felt necessary, but I think it became pretty evident that we were at end of life, and it was time. She'd suffered so much, and we had to make that decision.
So we, Mike and Bobby left, and they thanked us greatly that we called them over to say bye to Spirit, because they too truly believed that she was on the way out.
Yeah.
And that left Stacey and I home with Spirit and Sophie and Newman.
We didn't get much sleep.
No.
Spirit, about 10 o'clock at night, started to be in pain, and she
She was vocalizing.
vocalized her pain all night long.
It was a pretty steady whimper, and whine,
Some screams.
and then some really loud screams that were tough to deal with. Oh, heartbreaking.
Yeah.
But we took turns on the floor with her, cuddling her, holding her, and it seemed when we were down with her that she was more comfortable. So
Yeah. She
it was
quieted it down. So we were up pretty much all night. We kind of went in shifts. I probably got an hour's sleep. You probably got an hour's sleep off and on throughout the evening. And at 8 a.m., we made the call to the vet.
good. Yep.
And we had to wait a couple more hours. We weren't sure if she was going to even make it those extra
Honest to
hours.
God, I wasn't. Yeah.
But she did. We got her to the vet at 10 a.m.
Well, I picked her up from her bed here in our room, and about a half hour before we left, 9:30 or so, she stopped whining and stopped crying, and her breathing slowed as well.
Her body was shutting down.
I think she was shutting down at that time, and when I picked her up, she hardly moved. I mean, she normally when I pick her up, you pick a dog up, they kind of do a little thing. She hardly did anything. We put one of her memory foam pads in the back of the Jeep, and I laid her down on that, and laid her down on her side in a fairly comfortable position, and she didn't move.
No.
Head down on a pillow, and she didn't move. So
we took her to the
took
vet.
her to the vet.
They had to weigh her, of course, to figure out proper medication
Yeah, that
levels.
was kinda-
And then they took us to a very nice, quiet room that is purposely meant to say goodbye. And we had about 10 minutes with her before the doctors came in. And
We honestly had as much time as we wanted, but
yeah,
we didn't want to wait. We didn't want to push it more for her. She was ready.
she was ready. And when they came in and they gave her catheter, she didn't even flinch.
They poked a needle in her arm and didn't even.
Not even a twitch of movement. And when
There's two stages. There's the
medication.
sedative, and then the medication that finalizes everything. So they were administering the sedative, and we were watching her breathe, and we could see that she took her final breath with that sedative even.
So she was
She was
ready.
ready to go. Whew.
They did still administer the second portion of the medicine, but she was already long gone.
She was already gone by then. So she passed very peacefully.
This was Friday morning on the 10th.
10:30 or so.
It's been very different. It's been...
The house has been, actually, even though she hasn't been very active, the house has been quieter.
Yeah.
And since we've been home, I think both Newman and Sophie know that something's different around here. They know that Spirit may not be coming back. That first couple of days, they weren't normal. They were a little quiet, too, it seemed.
A little needy.
Yeah.
A little cuddly.
Cuddly, yeah.
But they see signs. Obviously, Spirit's not here. We took her bed out of our bedroom. We vacuumed up all of her hair.
At the vet, when they were going through their things, they asked us if we wanted to cremation and ashes and this and that, and we said, yeah, we want her ashes and we want her paw print, and they asked if we want any of her fur, and I said, well, we've got plenty of that. We don't need any more husky fur.
They did, however.
But we do have some nice, clean, pretty fur from Spirit.
This
still.
is very pretty.
So it
hair.
really is nice. I mean, that was.
It's not the type of hair that she would
It's
normally.
it's not the fur balls we have
Yeah.
around the house. So that's Spirit hair for sure.
We Gary did go pick her up.
I picked her up today.
And brought her home.
Yeah, so she's in a little metal container right here.
I think we're going to upgrade her urn.
Yes, we need to find something nicer than that.
Yes, it's just a little tin box, but little forget-me-nots, which, we'll never forget.
We'll never forget her. No.
She has been a part of our story from almost day one. I was looking back today on...
I just preheated the oven for that.
I was looking back today, picking out the photos and videos that I'm about to show you and share Spirit's life with you. So I was looking back, and it was around June 20th or so when we answered an ad in the newspaper that a litter of Siberian Huskies were available.
Yep.
And when I called, supposedly at that time, only one puppy was still available, and we knew it was going to be a girl, was pure white. So we rounded up all the kids. We had all 4 girls with us.
Yep, my kids and your daughter Michaela were all there with us.
And we headed off to Idaho to the mall parking lot to look at these puppies. And we arrived, and the one dog, the pure white one, was available, but we saw Spirit. And she was so cute with those little banded eyes.
Those eyes were amazing, yeah.
And we were like, can we have that one? And they're like, no, she's already spoken for it, but the guy went to go get more money because she's more expensive, of course.
Yep.
And he hasn't been back. I'm like,
I have more money right now.
I'm like, I have that extra money. And he'd been waiting a while, and he wasn't sure if the person was going to come back. So I'm like, I can get you that extra money right now if you'll let me take her home.
Yep.
So that's how we got Spirit.
And on the way to pick her up, we were trying to come up with names. And since we knew, we thought we were going to be getting a pure white Siberian Husky, we're trying to come up with names that would resemble that. So Casper was thrown out there, and Ghost was thrown out there, and some other this and some other that were thrown out there for names from the different girls. And I forgot how it came out, but somehow we decided to go call her Spirit.
Well, I remember that story.
I don't remember the exact I don't remember how we landed on that.
So
we didn't like Ghost.
We knew a Siberian dog was a northern breed.
Yes.
We also knew that it was popular in dog mushing. And so we wanted to I was trying to point the girls into something a little more not so cartoonish.
Right.
And
that's right.
To honor her native history, her northern history, her northern breed.
Right.
And that is when the girls came out with Spirit.
Yeah.
And she sure lived up to that name.
She had a great spirit about her.
Touched so many lives.
She's seen so many parts of this country.
I counted it up. Can you guess how many states and provinces?
Well, I know the provinces. 2 provinces and one territory.
No.
2 territories. 2 provinces, 2 territories.
Yeah. Four provinces, territories in Canada.
And I know she didn't make one of our long cross-country trips with us. She missed some of the northern tier states, the Ohio and the Michigan and this and that. We've been to 38?
Not quite.
35-ish. I think she probably hit about 28 of those.
You're close. It's 25 states.
25 states, okay.
So all the way from the Florida Keys to Alaska, imagine the bottom half of the United States, central, and then of course all of the West Coast.
Right, yeah, makes sense.
So,
So
25 states.
Yeah, Florida through to Texas and New Mexico and into California and up the West Coast, but also to include, Colorado and Wyoming and Montana and all those northern western states too.
She was in a movie.
Yeah, she did. She was in a movie with us.
Yeah, we were in the documentary RV Nomads, and she had a little appearance. Well, both dogs did.
Yeah,
I mean,
of course.
everywhere we went, the dogs went. So
Being out where you're closer to nature, you can touch the mountains.
You can choose your neighbors.
You can walk through the creek right there outside your front door. It's just getting closer to nature. Oh, you get it. Oh, you got it, Spirit. Oh, come on. We actually have a great community while traveling on the road. So it's taken us further and further away from our house, but we still love having that house and that property. It's a home base for us. We use that as a stopping point to reprovision, to do repairs, to do whatever kind of work we need. So it gives us that place to come together and start fresh again, start new again.
So, but that wasn't so in the beginning days.
Oh no, the first few years.
Till she was about 5 years old, she could not do travel life. But honestly, we didn't start traveling until
she was a little older.
2016.
Yeah.
And the year prior to that, we were building our house and we were living in our fifth wheel while we built the house. So in that year of building, she learned how to live in a small space.
Yep. And I think that we didn't know, and I don't think she knew what was coming next.
No, because within 6 months of finishing our build, we went out on the road. Actually, it was almost a year, to be honest.
Almost a year, yeah.
We did do some traveling in spring and summer of 2016, but it wasn't until late summer that we decided we were going to do a 6-month trip out to Albuquerque for the balloon fiesta.
Yep.
And it was only supposed to be a there and back, home by Thanksgiving, because Lordy, we needed to entertain our family.
We were planning on 6 weeks or something like that out,
Yep.
but we were gone for 6 or 7 months.
6 to 7 months. That was our first full winter of a full-time living, and it kind of just stuck. We ended up going out every winter.
Yep.
And then we came up here to Alaska in our summers. So we were only at home for a short little swing period, both in the spring and fall.
Yep.
So
And we did that for about 4 years.
yeah, so she became our nomad dog.
She was our nomad dog, and actually she loved the motorhome.
She loved the motorhome.
No matter where we were in a park or boondocking out somewhere in the bush or no matter where we were, all I had to do was tell her to go home.
Yep.
And she would run to the motorhome and be waiting for me at the front door.
Yep, she did that well.
Yeah, yeah.
And a couple places we went to, we know she recognized because she just seemed like in her element. She's like, I've been here before. I know the rules.
Yep. She was a good traveling companion. Just so many memories. And so many people, she has touched so many people and a part of so many other people's lives.
She has.
It's amazing.
We did announce on social media that she passed away this week, and so many of our followers, as well as our past friends from our RV life,
Just great stories and memories with her.
made mention of how she touched them. She truly, for a dog, she's done a lot. She's seen a lot.
How many of your dogs have been to 25 states? I mean, really. It's kind of crazy.
It is.
I know we do have some friends that have dogs and have been to all 50 states, and that's just amazing too. I mean, gosh, it's awesome.
Well, and the neat part too is Sophie's been a part of that entire story. She's done the same amount of states as Spirit.
Here's a little fun fact for you guys. You know Newman. Newman has known Spirit longer than Sophie.
That is true.
Isn't that kind of funny?
That is true.
Yep. He wasn't part of our home life, but he was Paula's dog, Stacey's mom's dog.
Yep.
And Paula acquired Newman prior to us acquiring Sophie. And actually, Newman and Spirit met on that very first day.
Yeah, the day that my mom brought Newman home,
Yep.
she
came
out and went camping with us for the weekend. And so Newman got to meet Spirit on day one.
Yep.
And
that was in,
2014.
The fall, right?
It was in spring.
Spring, okay.
He just graduated.
That's right.
Newman is a prison pup, and he got sprung from prison and graduated his program in April of 14.
Yeah, okay.
And we were spring camping up on Lake Roosevelt.
Yep.
So, a lot of fun. A lot of memories.
So how much later after Newman and Spirit met did we get Sophie?
Sophie came about 6 months later.
6 months later?
Yeah, she came in the fall of 2014. Spirit, in the early years of our RVing life, would stay home and have wonderful house sitters that friends would stay with her and take care of her.
Well, we were in the Spokane area, and we had a house with acreage that was fully fenced and secure. She couldn't get out.
And she still had a wild spirit. She could not be in an RV yet.
It was better for her to be home, and we always had house sitters there to take care of her in the house.
And we did our first big 6-week trip around the nation. And that's when we learned never to travel that fast. But on our very last day of that trip, as we were rounding our way home, we stopped in the Dalles, Oregon area on the Columbia River and met Sophie's grandma, her breeder. And we picked Sophie out. We had the choice between Sophie or her brother, and we chose the girl. And Sophie joined our family, and it's kind of cute. I was seeing the video of introducing Spirit to Sophie for the very first time, because we'd been gone for 6 weeks, and all of a sudden we come home and here's this little rat.
What's this? And it was a relationship of tolerance.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think they're ever best buddies.
No, they tolerated
each other.
But Spirit also had another dog in the early years. My dog from Hawaii, Thunder, which was another Yorkie. So for a little bit, we were a 3-dog pack. We had Spirit, Thunder, and Sophie.
Yeah.
So, and Thunder also stayed home for that trip.
Yeah.
We had a house sitter, so it just made sense to not have any dogs with us.
But right now, I've got the oven preheated, and I think it's time to put her paw in the oven. Her paw print.
Pawprint.
Yes, in the oven, and so it's just it's a clay paw print right now, and it has to be hardened or fired, I guess you could call it. So with the oven preheated, we'll take
I think it goes in this.
You take it out of that, and it goes in the tray. We'll take it out of the bag.
It's glittery.
Move our beverages of
and
choice.
It has her name on it.
And date. Is it? No
date.
Just
okay,
name.
now we have to do it now because I just broke the bag.
Yep.
Oh yeah, it's very soft.
It's a clay paw print. You can gently hold it up.
Yep. So I'm gonna put this in the tray because I believe we bake it in this tray.
We absolutely do.
There you go.
All right.
I'll let you do that. So as you can imagine, this week we have not been up to filming anything. So I apologize. The only content today is dedicated to Spirit.
You can see that, like we have fingernail prints underneath the light. I can see her paw pad prints. They're rough. They're not smooth. Ah, it's tough. All right, 20 minutes, 7:40. Pull that out and see what it looks like when it's done.
If you couldn't tell, but Spirit was 100% imprinted on Gary. And Gary 100% imprinted on Spirit. So Gary's been taking this loss a little hard. And I don't know. I'm a little shocked that I'm not as emotional, but I think
they're there. The tears are happening. I mean, it definitely is for sure.
Well, I know I'm going to be a blubbering mess the day that Sophie passes away.
Yeah, but you know...
But Spirit was your girl.
She's my dog.
I mean,
Yeah,
even watching the video and the videos and photos today, she was so in love with you.
I'm at ease with her passing because I know that she is in a better place now. I know she was suffering. The pain was just her condition. She had several things going on. Not just the ear infection, but there are several other things with her. Muscular issues, joints, and flare-ups, and this and that.
She was old, 14
She
years
was
old.
almost 14 years old. So I'm at ease with her passing. Yeah, it's difficult to not see her in her bed, but I can't let it get me down.
I miss her chomping in the middle of the night.
She would when she had to go.
Remember,
outside,
we said
potty.
she wasn't vocal, but she made noises.
She just chomp her mouth, her jaws, and it just make a clicking teeth sound. And that was just enough to wake us up, so she to let her outside.
And then we'd let her out, and then when she wanted in, she just tapped the glass
With her paw?
with her paw, and her little sister Sophie would wake us up and say, "Let Sissy in."
Yep. But she's in a better place now, folks. She's up watching over us, and she's with Paula. Now they had a good connection, too. They really loved each other.
Yeah.
And they're dancing in the clouds.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. She's chasing those squirrels, and she can finally go after those porcupine and not have the consequence of it.
I don't know. Do porcupines in heaven have quills?
I don't know. Maybe they're soft, fluffy pillows.
Or maybe porcupine don't go up there.
Well, sure they do.
know.
All God's
All
creations
creatures, yes.
go to heaven. We miss her.
I'm going to miss her a lot.
We miss her.
But this last year has been so different with her, though, because...
It's been hard to see her age.
Yeah, she's aged.
She looked very young. She never showed her age.
No, she didn't.
I mean,
not at all.
She never showed her age. People would be shocked when we say she's 13 years old going on 14.
I mean, even this last, when we were first getting the ear infection stuff diagnosed and all that, I mean, we've been going to this vet for a long time, but they're always like, oh my gosh, she just looked so young and healthy.
Yeah.
She always has looked healthy. She's never been fat and overweight. She's always been muscular.
I have to say, too, this vet that we started seeing in the past year, they did us good. And when we called on Friday morning, and he's like, this is Gary, and I'm calling, I need to make a euthanasia appointment for Spirit. And the first thing out of their mouth was,
Oh my God, no.
So they loved her.
Yep.
They took good care of her in her last year.
Even today when I picked up the ashes and the footprint and such, it was two of the people that we have dealt with quite a bit at the counter there at the vet, and both of them there, you could see their tears were welling up. It's like, oh my gosh. But they deal with pets every day, and they know what the attachment is to folks.
For some reason, they're not meant to outlive us, and
no, it's one of those creatures that we have the opportunity to have many of during our lifetime. I don't think there'll be a replacement for Spirit, though.
No.
I think we're in a position now where we want to simplify that a little bit, and that might enable us to travel a little bit differently.
I do know that having the littler dogs, it does make travel a little easier. Not saying that, we're happy this happened.
Well,
don't get that wrong.
No. And in the later years, Spirit had still loved traveling in a motorhome, but we've acquired the truck camper.
She hated the camper.
Hated the truck camper.
She hated the boat.
Like that. And then, just doesn't like being on the boat. Didn't like the motion on the boat. So it was quite often we'd leave her at home and we took the boat trips and this and that. And that's another reason why we didn't take very many boat trips, is because we had Spirit.
It was hard to deal with her.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
And we wanted to make sure she was comfortable.
Yeah. So our lives were centered around our puppy.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, as I said earlier, there's no other content this week. It's been a rough week. And when you're down in the dumps, it's really hard to pick up that
I
camera.
don't want to call it down in the dumps. I don't want to go that far down. I mean, it's tough, but
It's been a rough week.
she's in a better place now. I know that. I believe that. And I don't want to be dwelling in a depression because of this.
Well, and that's the thing too. Last week, someone on our video said, "Oh, you're still dwelling on your mom." They said it in a polite way, but and I replied back that it's a new year. I want to try to move forward with my grieving and be more positive. Last video we did a actual kind of little recap of the year. And I couldn't do that video without mentioning my mom. But moving forward, I do want to be more positive. I want to be more happy. There's been a lot of sadness this last couple of months. And so this was a little setback. And something, we knew the day was coming. We just didn't know it was going to come right now and slap us in the face. But,
Happy New Year.
moving forward, I pray. I know we're going to have an amazing year.
Yes.
We have a lot of big things planned.
Absolutely do.
A lot of venture planned. And
A couple of changes here and there.
we still want to bring that all to you. But this week, it's just, we haven't picked up the camera. I mean, there was a major windstorm. And I didn't film any of it because it's just, our minds, our thoughts, our hearts are with Spirit right now. And just getting used to this new quiet.
It's a little different.
Yeah.
A little different. But I know she's in a happy place. So that makes me be in a happier place as well with her being gone. I can't dwell on her passing, and I can't let it get me down.
No.
And everybody grieves a little bit differently. And it goes back to the comment from the poster previously. It's like you do it differently than your friend does it. That does it differently than my wife does it. So
even between the two, I've been mentally preparing myself for this since the day my mom died, because Spirit was having major issues on that same day, and I just thank God she did not decide to pass the same day my mom passed, because
it was questionable.
It was very questionable that day, or the day after my mom died, that we literally looked at ourselves and said, "Is this where we end?"
It wasn't the right time.
And just
she needed to come home.
Yeah, so we did everything we could to bring her home, and she did have another wonderful
couple of months.
4 months. She got to play in the snow. The last bit kind of sucked with the ice, but she lived an amazing life.
She had a great life, guys. Yeah. She had the best life possible.
So we're going to end this video here with a little slideshow of Spirit and her life for the past 13 years. I am honored to have been her mom.
Yep.
And
I'm glad she was part of me.
Yeah. She totally was. So here is to Spirit. Our fur babies are our family too. So as we always say, love on your loved ones, because you never know. Tomorrow is never promised. Until next week, guys, have a good one.
Take care. Live free.
I love you, babe.
Love you too. It's a tough one. It's a tough one.
She loved you.
I didn't realize when you first moved her bed out of there, and then I came back into the bedroom, and the bed was gone. It's like,
I didn't want you to do it.
I know. Her bed, that was tough. But thank you.
I love you.
Love you too.
Mwah.
In the corner of the crowded room, your eyes meet mine. Conversation won't light the flame. It's already burning when you are near. Taking steps to keep my distance. I don't wanna fall. Am I strong enough to guide my heart away from it all? I won't call your name. It's already carved in the air. I won't light the flame. It's already burning when you are near. Do we all so slowly lose control as
You want that? You ready? Slow it down. You ready? Ready? Yeah. Go get it. Good girl. Give me your ball. Give me your ball. Good girl.
Afraid to give in to the stars and open up our so slowly lose control as emotions overflow, falling into the unknown. Or do we all guard our small
Spirit, what's up? Are we on a boat? Spirit.
and open up our hearts?
Even though today's National Dog Day, I bet you might get a bite. Yeah, you too. Your scaredy cat Siberian has other plans. rat pack. Yeah, gotta sniff butts. Sniff butts. Hey, Maggie. All right.
Give me your strength and show me your weakness. We're in this together now. We're in this together now. Give me your love and tell me your secrets. 'Cause we're in this together now. Yeah, we're in this together now. No, 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 no. I'll keep you safe, I'll give you my everything. Even if we're falling down, even if we're falling down, all of me is yours, every part of me. 'Cause we're in this together now. You and me together now. What's the point of living if we're scared to lose each other? What's the point of living without you? Tell me now and I'll stop fighting. Tell me now and I'll stop breathing. I don't want to be here without you. Without you. Without you. Without you. Without you. No, 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 no. I'll be your light, I'll keep you from darkness. Even when the sun don't shine, even when the sun don't shine. Give me your strength and show me your weakness. 'Cause we're in this together now. You and me together now. What's the point of living if we're scared to lose each other? What's the point of living without you? Tell me now and I'll stop fighting. Tell me now and I'll stop breathing. I don't want to be here without you. Without you. Without you. Without you. Without you.
Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you are notified whenever we post again. And lastly, we hope that you will join us here next time on Living Free Alaska.